Game what I'd like to see in Pok mon Sword and Pok mon Shield n3rdabl3. Fingers crossed. Earlier this week, we have the new Pok mon games, Pok mon Sword and Pok mon Shield, which would be gracing our Nintendo Switches in late 2019. We got to see some, however, we really don't know too much quite yet, and I thought I'd put together a list of some of the things I am really hoping to see in the next installment of the franchise. It's no secret that my favorite Pokemon is Eevee. With the exception of, one of my favorite features out of any of the Pokemon games was the ability to make secret bases in Pokemon Sapphire, Ruby, and Emerald, as well as their remakes, Pokemon Alpha Sapphire and Omega Ruby. You could deck out your bases with posters, Pok dolls, slides, and even musical tiles. After you traded Pokemon Diamond, a Pearl, and a Platinum, added a mining aspect to their versions of secret bases. When you went into it was a nifty way to pick up rare items, and the social aspect would benefit from an updated system. The mining aspect, who doesn't love a good fossil Pokemon? Pokemon Sun, Moon, Ultra Sun, and Ultra Moon did not give us any new fossils, so we're way overdue. Also, when we got to see some locations in the Direct, I noticed that there was a hill with a design on the grass. This has got to be the prehistoric contemporary to dinosaurs. Thea famously had its remains found here, and it would be a neat connection to have an ichthyosaur-type fossil Pokemon in the in-game location. There could also be although the 4th generation Pokemon games didn't really impress me in terms of the new Pokemon it yielded, I have always thought it was cool how they added to already existing evolutionary lines. We got more baby Pokemon and 2nd and 3rd stage evolutions additions than ever before. It would be cool to, in Pokemon Let's Go, Eevee, on Pikachu. You could connect your game to your Pokemon Go app. You could send some, and maybe we could keep that mystery box that gets you Meltons, because boy, it is a pain to get all those candies. Speaking of, Melton and Melmetal debuted in Pokemon Go, not in the main series game. However, it would be great to see them in the main series game in some way. Ideally, although the trials were a fun change in the Tsunandamunagamis and their sequels, they may not work as well in a different regional setting. If the games go, it seems possible that a compromise between the two different advancement styles could be put into place as well. Either way, so, how about it? What new features?
Raindrop, drop top, smoking, no cooking the hot pot. Fucking on your bitch, yeah, that. Looking up, open the park pot.